What's up everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John and it's time for a review of the second album under the SWMRS name, their fourth studio album overall, formerly Emily's Army and several other different names. This is the follow-up to 2016's excellent for the most part record Drive North. The new album is titled BERKELEY'S on Fire. SWMRS have become more of a household name in the alternative and rock communities over the past 3 or 4 years, and that's exciting for them. They definitely have a lot of talent. They capture their punk rock roots in many ways, once again on this record, BERKELEY'S on Fire. It was preceded by the release of the title track all the way back last summer. I did not care for that song much at all when it first released. In fact, it kind of threw me for a loop, and I found it off-putting. But over the months, I found myself saying, I'm just indifferent now, and at this point, leading up to the release of the album, I'm finding myself saying that I actually like the song, and that's a weird feeling for me, but some of those songs, they can crawl under your skin. The rest of the record did not waste any time in actually getting to me. I think that BERKELEY'S on Fire, the opening track, the lead single, that is the most hard to access song here, at least in my opinion, and the rest of the record flows pretty smoothly between alternative and punk rock. It was mostly produced by Rich Costey, who definitely is a respectable name in my books, and Zach Carper, who also produced the debut album. He assisted in producing the lead single, the title track, but other than that, it's all Rich's project, and what did SWMRS pull off on BERKELEY'S on Fire? In a surprising turn of events, I found myself not exactly being excited for this record. I just thought that they were going to be super weird with it and pull out a bunch of obscure stuff, and they did not go that route. In fact, there are 10 songs here, 34 minutes, and this thing flows like a waterfall. Just pristine, clear, going through, and you can play it again and again. Like I hinted at, there are songs that have the punk rock influences, such as Hellboy, and then there's the slower moments, mostly the Max Becker sung tracks, which are 3 out of the 10 tracks here, those being IKEA Date, Bad Allergies, and Too Much Coffee. And ironically enough, I noticed that the only 3 songs that are sung by Max are the only 3 that aren't listed as explicit. It's okay, Max. You can break out the curse words if you want to. I won't be offended. It's a fun, loose, but also politically charged in places record that is very easy to listen to. And I think this is going to merit some repeat listens in the future, but let's go ahead and break down some of the positives and negatives. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I do want to reiterate that the album is very easy to listen to. The guitars are solid, the drumming is definitely something that I felt could be thunderous, or else a little bit more modern on some of these tracks like April and Houston with that clicking track, and the intro to a few of the songs like Hellboy and Bad Allergies. I just found the instrumentation to be invigorating. There's a few little guitar solos, some extra tones that they throw in there. The bass from Seb really pumps out on some of these tracks, and it's just a fun musical experience. BERKELEY'S on Fire does a pretty good job of riding that fine line between entertaining the listener and providing something of depth for them, maybe educating on their own points of views, whether that be politics or just where they're at emotionally. They do take it to weirder places on a few choice cuts, and it mostly works out for them. Steve Got Robbed, the closing moment here, is something that kind of felt like it was out of 2000s left field with almost like a rap rock feel with those tantalizing, taunting guitars that almost feel like they're saying, come on bro, come at me. Sadly, there are a few that feel like they were picked from the same batch of flowers and there's a lack of distinctness or perhaps color to a few of them, namely IKEA Date, which I find to be flat out boring. It's one that drags the album down, and towards the end of this record, there are a few moments that maybe throw off the pacing. Not that there's a ton to complain about, it's only 34 minutes long, but towards the end, minus like Hellboy, I'm finding myself just scratching my head a little bit and saying, the placement here seems off. April in Houston was a great single. I did like the clicking drums on that track. I didn't think that I would, but the chorus is really catchy. Max Becker has a breakout performance on Too Much Coffee. It's the second track on the record and coming immediately after BERKELEY'S on Fire, which does have kind of a weird off off-kilter guitar performance, and it's kind of stuttering around, stumbling a little bit, but it's intentional. And then it moves into this one, which is a more calm track. It sees them working in some synthesizers, I believe, and also some really distinct guitar patterns, and also the vocals here just feel very transformative, definitely a little bit more of a mature step from the band. On the other hand, we have a good amount of tracks that feel more angry, more driven by rock. For example, Hellboy does a great job with its guitar performances. I like the delay on the guitars in particular that's used after the choruses and on the solo of this track. It's just so much fun to just kind of headbang along to. But there's also a message here, and Cole did a great job of driving it home. The line that really stood out to me was, "I point my shooter at the sun and make my trigger finger click." It's something that definitely showed off those frustrations, those sentiments that he was sharing over somebody perhaps not being able to see the same point of view. Lonely Ghosts just might be my favorite song here. There is an unparalleled sense of energy on this one. The bass is so good here. It was thumping so steadily in the background. The drums were a lot of fun. There was almost just a pure rock adrenaline from like the 90s, even the 2000s, something that I feel like I've been missing, and this one is just straightforward, rock your socks off. Trashbag Baby is a great single. I love the catchiness of this one. I find myself humming it all the time. That guitar, dun 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 dun, and just keeps cycling. It's just earwormy as hell. My other top favorite here is Lose, Lose, Lose. There is just so much bliss that is oozing from this song. You just want to sing along. The lyrics are relatable, kind of self-deprecating in some ways, and just Cole on this one, the energy that he has, and also the backing vocals that come in. It's an incredibly well done, well layered, well produced track that I am definitely saving in my rotation, and I can't wait to hear it more. That leaves only Bad Allergies for me to chime in on, and this song is just weird to me because I'm having a hard time, like, is this a metaphor for something? I feel like it could be, or maybe it's just the relatable anthem out there for people who are looking to get into the dating world and want somebody to know that you have bad allergies. I feel like my girlfriend is going to be the number one that relates to this. SWMRS definitely surprised me in many ways here because I had low expectations for whatever reason. I just didn't know what the switch over to Fueled by Ramen would look like for the band, but it resulted in a very entertaining and engaging record that I feel will have a moderately high replay factor. For me, Berkeley's On Fire is getting a 4 out of 5, just like Drive North did. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Were you really excited or else blown away by their sophomore album as SWMRS? Or did you find it disappointing? Let me know any reasons why in the comment section down below, and don't forget to drop a like on the video while you're here. A great way to show your support for the channel is by donating on Patreon at the top link down below, or else the annotation in the corner, to help videos like this keep coming on both of my channels every month. If you want to see my thoughts on Drive North, which Google thought the thumbnail for this was actually the album cover for the longest time, then tap here or tap over here for another recent rock review. Socials in the description, and I'll see you soon for more on ARTV.